Greetings, fellow floofs. My name, for all intents and purposes here, is Charlotte. With this video message, consider yourselves welcome to my newly created YouTube channel. A fine tradition seems to exist in the book reader community here, so here are some answers to the questions from the Booktube Newbie Tag. Question 1. So why exactly did you start this channel? Going right for the throat there, huh? I read a lot of books, but I don't have many people in my life who share this hobby and would be willing to discuss them with me, or be willing to listen to me rant and complain about them. From my channel name, you might already guess that I'm kind of an emotional reader, person, human, cat, etc., etc., etc. Feeling mad only covers a small part of that. With this in mind, starting a YouTube channel where I could not only voice my good, bad, anything in between opinions, but also hopefully find some people to discuss them with, seemed like an interesting challenge. At the end of the day, these videos will serve me as a good way to keep a record of all the thoughts and feelings I had about the books that I read. Sort of a video notebook of my reading journey. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Can anything be considered new and unique at this point? Though I would say that my ears are quite fun, so there's that. I also have this guy. He's not very happy. Okay, go. Theoretically, I also have his brother sleeping somewhere. And now, with a serious face, a semi-different thing I'd like to do on this channel would be to talk not only about books, but also about movies that I watch. I go to the movie theater pretty often. The weirder the movie premise, the better. And I also come out of there filled with thoughts and emotions. So I'd like to include those on the channel as well. Movie reviews will be a lot more spoilery though than the book reviews. Just a warning. I mean, if the movie is good, I would recommend to just go see it. But there is a bunch of mid stuff coming out, isn't there? So I'll have fun complaining about that. We do have Nolan's Odyssey to look forward to. The expectations are high. Question number 3. What are you most excited about? Currently, to scratch my nose once the makeup comes off. This was an entirely voluntary decision, and yet I'm really excited to share my opinions on books and movies with others. So often after finishing a book, I come away practically giddy or absolutely fuming, and I'm looking forward to express my emotions and hopefully find others who would be interested in them. If even a few people feel open to watching a movie or reading a book that I talked about, I'm going to consider this a success. Question 4. Why do you love reading? I have been reading a lot my whole life and have always enjoyed the process, even if not all of the material. I mean, there is a nice escapism in it from the simplicity of everyday life. After all, my favorite genre is fantasy, so why wouldn't I love to read some stories about elves and magic and maybe some black cats? Also, especially in the last year or so, I specifically started getting most of my books from the library, and so was a lot more limited in the selection of books that would be available to me right away. It turned out to be a really good thing because it made me branch out a lot more and experience books that I would not have been interested in otherwise. As a hobby in itself, I like reading because it's a time-consuming activity that doesn't involve a screen. E-readers don't count, so I can give my eyes a break. Question number 5. What book or series got you into reading? As I said, I read a lot since childhood, so there isn't really one book or series that jump-started my interest in reading. But if I really had to point to one that has had a huge impact on me, it would be my favorite book series, placed somewhere over here, called The Witcher. I still break out into cold sweat every time I think about what they did to it with the TV show adaptation. Blasphemy. Question number 6. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be hardest to overcome? For me, probably fully washing off these whiskers. And on the technical side, most likely dealing with sound and lighting. With how excited I am to talk about the books that I read, the hardest part for me might be talking about them without spoiling them too much for other people. Basically, finding a way to express my frustration or admiration without giving away too many plot twists. Bonus question. What exactly is wrong with you, and why are you a cat? Because this is the real Charlotte, and I like to cosplay as her on the internet. Hope these answers provide you with some useful info. Feel free to leave any other questions or comments down below. My first actual video will be coming out shortly, and I plan to make one video a week where I talk about a couple of books that I recently read and a movie that I recently watched in the cinema. But now it's time for me to take a cat nap. Bye! Meow.